What up? It's 92.9 WDUP, New Orleans, home of timeless hip hop and R&B. It's your boy Mike Mitch Ill. Special guest, man. He's back, man. My boy Cowboy Killer. What's new, man? What's going on, brother?
Man, I'm living, bro. I'm good. I'm out here in Nashville right now, just kicking it, hooting and hollering.
Yeah. So, yo, I mean, what's new since the last time we talked to you? We talked to you over the summer, this past summer, and we played your records, and we played hopscotch. How did that record perform? Yes, and what else you got going on right now?
Man, the response from that record was crazy because y'all played on the station. I got, so many different people like tuning in, seeing this new sound. I mean, mixing banjo and modern drums and hip hop. But I really couldn't believe the response that I got from the follow-ups too. Yeah. So this At Large song kind of just started gaining traction. A lot of people really like the rock blend with those hard drums, and then the live horns and all that. We do it all in-house. So I got a music video dropping for that tomorrow at 10 a.m. So I'm ready to put that out on him. It's a movie, man.
Yeah, but talk about the video a little bit. Like, what can
Yeah, we shot that out in New Mexico. Like I said, I'm out here in Nashville right now. We're making some new tunes. So I also have that Red Dirt Southwest Country coming. So, more like modern big band type of stuff mixed with some old country. And then I just got off the phone with Kaylin, man. We keep cooking like, with the hip hop drums mixed with, a lot of like real rock elements. And so much of that sound is just coming from where I come from, Appalachia, Ohio, for real. And New Mexico too, man. All my people in New Mexico, shout out.
Yeah, and you mentioned Kaylin, so I'm assuming Kaylin Ellis and Sango. Yeah. Those are some of your producers. Like, how did you guys link up?
Yeah, we did a tour back in 2018, and that scene just put me on with so many talented people. People who make electronic soul, people who are making like dance music mixed with Brazilian music. It was just a real big, eye opener. I couldn't really fit myself in that category yet because I was really just a lyricist. And now that I'm producing stuff, playing guitar and building this sound, it's just really funny that I get recognition from that side because that's so hip hop, neo soul, the traditional roots of R&B. Selection. I mean, shout out to Sango, bro. He really changed my life for real and just like opened up my world and to also like meet good people. I met so many good people on that tour as well. Shout out to Kaylin too. Like Kaylin's the one who really vouched for me on that tour.
I got you. So like, you got a different sound and it's dope. And y'all gonna hear America. You know what I'm saying? We already play hopscotch, but we got, At Large and 4 a.m., which we're gonna play back to back to back. We're gonna three-peat right after this interview. You know what I'm saying? But like, yo, your initial sound, like it took a lot of courage. Like you got a new sound. How were you like initially received? You putting out the new sound that you're doing?
It was good, but a lot of my old fans, they were still like hooked on the other sound. And so when I switched over though, they knew that I was already coming from a place of country boy, middle of the woods, log cabin. And that's what we do out here. So if I was talking about that before, it's no different, but it's also, it was a big change because people thought aesthetically and what I was doing was just different than what I was before. And I really don't think that I would have become well known had I just, stuck with being an acronym or put my creative energy to the side to kind of just stay, just not develop, So it took a lot of time to develop this sound. I don't think people who are fans of mine have any they don't have a problem with the R&B and the real hip hop sounds, and then me switching over and making some blues stuff or making just whatever I'm really feeling. People who are fans of me just kind of get it. They really just get it. They're smart people. So I rock with whoever rocks with me for real. I just make whatever I like.
You talking about crossing over and crossing different genres. How you feel about Afrobeat? Big up Richard Dean, Grunge Cake,
big up.
They're heavy on the Afro beats. Like, you have any connection to that at all? Or
like just, coming up with Kaylin and also like my boy Tesselated. People in Florida really were the ones who like instilled the real heavy drums and the big dance beats. I mean, I really came up in a time where that was taking over SoundCloud. So I was just really lucky to be around all kinds of talented people, reggae music, jazz music to R&B. Really good rappers in that Florida scene, 2015 to 2018, 2019. That was crazy, man. Like, like that was the era of rap that really owned the whole country. So, and it owned the planet eventually. Everyone's trying to emulate that sound still. So I was just really fortunate to be around all these people. That's all it really was.
And God bless the dead, man. Like, talk about your relationship with Virgil Abloh, man. Y'all know who Virgil is, man.
Rest in peace. So I didn't get to meet him personally. I didn't get to meet him personally because of COVID. That's when we first collaborated, but we shed a tear, of course, rest in peace. And he really changed our lives, and he changed the way people look at my resume, but he changed the way that people look at me because, you know, before, I mean, to take a chance and, you know, he didn't really know, like a lot of people, that I was going to play on that album, but it meant a lot to me. Where I come from it's just very far off from, you know, owner of Louis Vuitton and just mastermind artist, a guy who made stuff that was already cool and made it cool again. Rest in peace to him. And he really just inspired me to keep pushing. Like, I really believe in myself so much more, you know, that the Cowboy and Virgil have something together. And I think I'll hold that dear for the rest of my life, for sure. And Kalen is the one who manifested this and made that really happen. But it's really crazy to think that he did that, the house EP with Lupe and I, and Kalen, he did that knowing he was going to die. So, but we didn't know that. It was a really, really, it just impacted us different because we made the project. We were kind of part of it more personally. So Virgil was very kind to Kalen too. He was a real guy. He was a real person first and foremost. So rest in peace to him, and condolences to his family still. He's a legend. He'll live on.
Yeah, absolutely. So, last time I spoke to you, man, you talking about Good for Life, man. It was like, what's the new news on that, man?
We sold out the merch, and then we ended up, you know, I want my operations to just be in different states. So to be able to go to New Mexico and still have sold out shows, and, you know, I'm about to head back to Florida as well, get a camp going. That's what Good for Life really is. My people are still connected. The organization's doing well. People believe in this brand because they kind of just have their own meaning to it. They're like, I'm good, you know, are you good? And so that's just a beautiful thing, man. And when people wear the shirt, they always hit me up like, yo, this is still my favorite shirt. They rock with the merch. And I'm about to up the merch with the Cowboy Killer side of it too. Like, you know, really put time and effort into both brands, because I think they're two separate brands, really, Cowboy Killer and Good for Life. But I am, you know, the sole owner of Good for Life. And so it's still my baby. It's still the work that all of us as a collective have put in together. So it's the gang. It's Riley Woods. It's Kalen Ellis. It's Regal Jason. Saleh, the producer. People who are close and know me personally and make my music. So I appreciate them all.
Anybody interested in copping the apparel, man? How would they go about doing that?
Yeah, goodforlife.org. Just go on there. All of the merch is listed on there under the store icon. Also, check out all the music. It's me and Kalen's music on there right now. So stream Hopscotch, At Large, 4 a.m. Those are my favorite right now.
Yeah, but talk about the records, like individually. Like, talk about the At Large record a little bit. We gonna play at the end of this interview. You know me, talk about that a little bit.
At Large, produced by Kalen Ellis, Doug Brandt. It's a real, you know, getaway song. It's something you play in the morning, something you get up to and get going. I have a lot of people who have hit me up and said this is their favorite song of mine. I think this because, like, I'm singing these rock elements and these like bluesy, gritty type of tones. So I really, really love this record because it came together so organically. It came together so naturally. And then, you know, it's such a compliment follow-up to Hopscotch because we're going in the same direction. And the album itself is sequentially ordered to where, you know, the song that ends comes into the next one very fluently. So I'm super excited that people are going to hear the body of work and hear these songs accompanied in that medley of music. So it's perfect, man. I'm really excited for it. You can tell, right?
Yeah, I talk about the 4 a.m. record. We're going to play as well.
That's the party anthem, bro. Everybody going to hear that. It speaks for itself, bro. It's like a hillbilly West Coast banger. I mean, what you think of the record? You heard it?
No, I wanted to get like a live reaction because like we just got the record, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we're gonna play.
I want to get a live reaction to it. So I
come on now, come on, let's go.
Yeah, we're gonna play that absolutely. So talk about. I remember like when we was talking this past summer when you was on here with us. You talk about the Southwest sound. Do you feel like y'all making y'all making headway? You know, with
the West was
sound?
one. Yes, and we brought people together in the process, but also. I think there's just there's small little sectors right now in New Mexico specifically. I think the Southwest is bound to have a scene that really like creates its own sound. And I see people mixing that like that gritty desert guitar with dance music. I think that's going to be a big future. I've seen all kinds of like really dope producers do that, and people have even come to New Mexico to get that sound. So, you know, I hope people, I'm going to always be second homing there. So that sound is just going to continue to be in the music. And shout out to Rio Grande Studios, Ken Riley. That's a Grammy winner. That's a man who's won awards and worked with Eminem and Yella and Mariah Carey, and really, really dope people. He helped me a lot in the process with Hopscotch. And he also is helping me with a lot of new records that I'm making, just assisting in that process. Because as you know, I'm engineering, producing a lot of this stuff in-house. So we really, really have a team together now, a real core people that I'm excited to keep up the work with.
Hey, yo, do you kind of get a kick out of the fact that, like, if somebody just like stereotypes, they look at you with the cowboy hat, shirt you got on, you're a country singer, but like you got bars, you rap,
exactly.
I mean, you do it. Like, do you get a kick out of kind of throwing people off a little bit?
Of course. Yeah, it's so funny you asked that, because I was in the Uber the other day and I did the same thing. You know, guy goes, "Oh, you're a country singer." I'm like, "No, I'm a rapper." And then if people look at me and go, "Oh, are you a rapper?" Which is funny because I don't get that as much these days. Yeah. But I have a lot of people who kind of just see me and then they already have a reaction or an assumption, predisposition of what I am. It's just funny to throw them off, man, for real, because you never really know. At all? I mean, so you know, it's not like vindictive. It's just more like I know where I come from. I know I worked my tail off to get here, so I'm not really going to squander just being a creator. I'm not really going to step into one lane and stick in that lane. But a lot of people say you created your own lane. I'm like, I'm just creating music, you know, like just make whatever you want and people are going to like it, you know? So
yo, America, like, yo, he's actually dope, man. Like, for real, man. Make sure you check out Cowboy Killer. You know what I mean? Do not judge the book by its cover. You know what I mean? The boy got it. So, yo, you know, as far as like current times, you know what I'm saying? Like touching on topics like with your music, do you touch on social topics at all, or you just, you know what I mean, you just point out good music, like, you know, especially in these times right now?
I say I'm not afraid to shy away from social justice issues or civil rights issues. I just believe in equal opportunity. I believe people should be treated equal, and I'm a big freedom believer, you know. So, you know, a lot of times I have just views that are very independent from party. I don't really care to say I'm part of this party or that party. I care about people, and people shouldn't be treated wrong. People shouldn't be beat up in the streets. You know, nobody should bust into your home and take your stuff or hurt you or harm your family. And I just believe that the freedom I'm letting people express at a show is the same way I kind of just live about everyday life. Like, I'm really out here speaking my piece, and you're not going to really see me shine away from an issue that if I see it's wrong, it's wrong. You know, I'm gonna call a spade, and you know, I'm gonna call a politician a fake. So it's just going to always be a part of. I think it's just in me. That's just me. You know, not everybody's got to like be all outspoken and pick sides, you know, and I rarely like to divide, you know, I don't want to divide anybody, but, you know, I definitely divide the bigots from the real fans of mine. So
I hear that. What's your thoughts on the halftime show? You know, the first time hip hop was like,
I thought it was
the Super Bowl halftime show, man.
You know, it's funny, we watched it again today. Yeah, we went back and watched it again today because we were just so amazed by it. And then my homies who make like country and R&B, they were like, this is the best halftime show ever. And I see people who are hating on it. It's like, bro, if you hate on that, like, yeah, you might be a racist, but you really just don't care about other music, you know, like, as if it's just funny because I don't feel like that was the first time hip hop is on that stage, because we've just seen elements of it. They just never really came out and said, here we go, like, we're going to do a hip hop show. This is Kendrick and Dre and M. And of course, Mary had to go out there. You know, somebody had to go hit some high notes, but I really, really love the halftime show. I hope every halftime show kind of incorporates different genres. That's kind of my goal, is to have multiple acts and see country acts with Little Baby out there. That's what I'm trying to do too, is really bring these genres together. I don't think country and rap are too different. They're telling stories from cultures that are misunderstood. Yeah. So,
but like sonically, do you think like hip hop and country could actually mesh? Because like there's a couple rappers who actually tried it. Nelly, LL, of course. Like, do you really think they could really mesh like sonically with like both sides?
And they have. And when you hear my stuff, they're always in bed together. I love putting these genres together because the other thing too is I don't see it as genre. What do I do when I go to upload and pick a genre? I ain't got no option that really fits me. So I just go in and I make stuff that I like. if I want a saxophone on it, that's how I think about music. It's not about like country and rap can't coexist. That's the political issue. That's not a music issue. That's a people issue. And when people can open their minds and kind of break that mold of there's this block that you're having that you don't see these cultures interconnecting. Well, what about music? And music should be the thing that brings us together. Don't bring all that into the venue, because we're supposed to just be here having a good time or crying together. You know, that's what music does. And that's what I do every single day with this stuff. And I just do it on accident because I was going to do this anyway. I was going to make Cowboy Red Dead Redemption beats with Kalen anyway. So like, if America loves it, I'm with that. But also I'm not out to get everybody. You know, I think I'm really out here to just find my tribe, find my people who really rock with me and think like I do. That's it.
Yeah. So, you know, you got the video dropping, like, you know, any projects
Tomorrow.
on deck slated for release?
Man, tomorrow, At Large, music video. Follow me on GFL Cowboy, Cowboy Killer on all music platforms. And YouTube is going to be popping tomorrow. Definitely join me in the chat when that drops. And I'm going to go ahead and give you the exclusive, Mike. March 4th, Long Live Cowboy, the album, 16 tracks, 10 new ones for y'all. Whole movie. I'm talking intro to outro. Listen from the first track to the last track. That's the only way you can listen to this project for real. Yeah.
So like for that, like what should people expect for that? You know what I mean? It sounds like it's about to be a movie, man. Talk about that.
It's a movie. And it's funny because it's like I made the soundtrack before the movie, you know? So there's this element of, well, first off, there's 78 people. There's this element of everyone is doing their own thing independently and then contributing to this album. And I think the beauty of that is I had a whole vision for it. I direct a lot of these musicians to do exactly what I'm really feeling. But a lot of times the feeling just comes out. And when I captured that, we came up with so many blends of West Coast hip hop and East Coast hip hop and that dirt South country feel, you know, more like Florida, Georgia influence mixed finally with that Southwest feel. I love mixing the sounds of the regions of the country, you know, because I've lived in almost every one of them. So if I could ever tell people what this album is like, yes, it's a movie, but it's actually still like writing itself. Like people are actually, the album's going to come out and people are going to hear it long time from now and say, yeah, that was the thing that brought the albums back. That's the thing that made people go, I want skits on my album again. I want the Ford guy on the intro of my album. I want people to take my project seriously because I care about this body of work. It's not just about the single. But I really did want to put out singles and like just hit them real hard with everything. Yeah. And I have a team that I really believe in that made this project possible. And all of those people are going to get their flowers for this one, man. Long live Cowboy, March 4th.
Well, hey, yo, you know, you was here before, you know, during the summer, but like for those who may not have caught the actual interview, the initial interview, kind of explain your name, Cowboy Killer. I think it's dope. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So,
on the drone, originally, Wild West, talk about that a little bit, man.
Right. And when I moved to my people in New Mexico, shout out everybody that came to a show that came out for me, you know, and they understood this brand because the Cowboy Killer comes from the 60s, 70s, the Marlboro commercials. A lot of those cowboys, funny enough, you know, they weren't even cowboys, but they were smoking Marlboro cigarettes. And then a lot of the actors in Hollywood, they would call them Cowboy Killers because it was killing them. And so, but the original Marlboro man actually was not a smoker. And my father died from lung cancer. So I tributed that name as the last one standing and the last one with his name, his real name, his government that I'm named after. So I wanted to make the moniker around, you know, the fact that they haven't killed me yet. And I was a smoker, of course, on the Reds for many, many years. I still get a pack every once in a while. So the name is very much a play off of, you know, I'm killing also the stigma around cowboys. You know, cowboys can get a bad rep. They get you know, kind of thrown into the circle of the alt-rights or the the people who, you know, aren't for change or aren't for open-mindedness. And I don't see that. And I meet a lot of people who really have an idea of who I am before I speak to them. And then when I'm done talking to them, we have a better understanding of each other. And I think that's what my music's going to do for people. It's going to open the door to something new. And I'm not really here to like be the gateway to that. I'm just a guy and I just make music. I'm just a cow guy. So I really appreciate everyone who actually listens, because it just comes from a place in my heart and what I believe. So
what's on deck for 2022, man? We just stepped in 2022, man. What's on deck for you moving forward?
Dude, this is a big year. I'm about to spend a lot of time in Nashville, Florida, and crafting more of these songs. And then my show slate's going to be probably mostly the summer as I build more of these records, put this album out, push it all around the globe, man. My life's really going to change this year. And I've worked tirelessly just to like get to the cities that I've lived in. So just being there and meeting these people is very much just like privileged opportunity. I'm not out here to be big or famous. The real goal is to meet the right people and meet good people and live a good life. And that's good for life to me. Yeah, I have a good support system around me too, bro. Yeah. So it's yeah.
I always want to ask like people who's in like in the public eye, like, you know, attention is badass. You know, I was trying to think of like a dope line, but what I'm getting at is just like, all right, back in the day, like you would be a celebrity based off of your talents. You know what I mean? Now it's like, yo,
right.
People are celebrities because like
based off their feet.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, would you feel comfortable being out the public eye, just put out dope records, or do you want to kind of like, you know what I mean, the accolation with it, you know what I mean, and be on the, you know, main stage with it, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, I think every artist wants recognition, but it also depends on, you know, what do you want? Do you want attention? Like, do you just want attention in general? Or, you know, a lot of rappers are insecure, so they kind of do this to get attention. So, I mean, I come from a place of, I do this because I was insecure because I didn't have a father. I wasn't being, you know, treated like I was invited in the house of hip hop, but I was still making hip hop. And so I've always kind of felt like the outsider. And so I have a saying, man, I say, everyone's bigger than me, bro. I'm not out here to be bigger than nobody. I have a good sense of how to deal with the public. And I have a good sense of like how to kind of handle some situations, but I'm still, I mean, very nerve-wracked, like a lot of artists will when they get into a scenario where people know their name or people are touching them or people are like, you know, coming out to their shows to see them and they have an expectation of you. So, you know, that shit, it's nerve-wracking, but I'm not really out here to give my, to give like people a version of me. I'm out here to just be me and relax, you know, take a couple breaths. But it's fun to perform for people. So if you want to keep doing that, then you might have to deal with the fact that people want you to perform or they want you to give them the version of you. The internet kind of made it weird too, right? You know, like people kind of just see you on the internet and then they see you in person and they're like super struck. That's definitely a weird thing too.
Hey, but like, you know, would you step on stage, like, you know, wearing a cowboy hat, wearing what you're wearing, and you in like some hood ass spot? You know what I'm saying? Like, how they would see you? Like, have you ever had that encounter where you in like a hood ass bar, but you over here with the cowboy hat, with the, you know what I mean, the button?
Of course, yes. And I
talk about that a little
because, yo, hip hop fans, they mess with my music more than the white lady in the back sitting there trying to have a martini. You see what I'm saying? Because she already has the disposition of, I couldn't do that. How can he do that? Right? But hip hop fans look at me and they look me in the eyes and I look them in the eyes and I spit to them. This isn't no nursery rhymes to me. I've really been rapping and writing for rappers for almost 8 years. So you got to look at it like, hey, this man really spits. And then when people come to the show, it speaks for itself every single time. People are like, yo, this dude can rap. And it's tight because people don't expect it. They don't expect it. It's just funny. It's just the disposition that people have, you know. If I break that barrier, that's cool. If I change your mind, then that's cool too. You know, inspiration is the highest respect. So
absolutely. We here 929 with Cowboy Killer, 929 WDUP. So yo, you know, as far as like MCs, your pen game, who influenced you with your pen game?
Royce, Black Thought, Eminem, Doom. I was really influenced by Yellow, of course. Shout out to Yellow Wolf. Jelly Roll, I did my first feature when I was 15. Shout out to Jelly. He just got his Grand Ole Opry debut. He's an Antioch, Tennessee guy. And so he came up rapping and just talking about dope dealing and then really just made music for the losers. So he was a big influence to me. And you know, shout out to 50. Like 50 did the halftime show and I made a video on my story. And I was like, this is why I make music today. Because when I got 50 Cent's Get Rich or Die Trying, that was the first album I had on CD that I was like, yo, I think I want to like see what I sound like. And so that was the first inception of me really rapping. So everyone on that stage, like Kendrick, those are the people I really look to when I'm like, yo, what, like, wow, sometimes you wouldn't even think what Kendrick would say. So you want to really tap into like, yo, what are people really thinking? So hip hop is my root. It's what made me. It's how I got to this point. And I'm very, very grateful to the history that I've been able to be a part of myself in the hip hop industry. It's been a blessing, man.
Yeah, facts, man. So yo, we got America. We about to do a 3-peat with my man Cowboy Killer. We gonna start with Hopscotch, and then we gonna have At Large 4 a.m. Why keep them joints up, man? Anything else you want to say to the people? Give everybody your social medias, you know what I mean?
Shout out Connecticut, shout out America, man. I appreciate all y'all. Cowboy Killer on Spotify, all music platforms at GFL Cowboy. The GFL stands for Good for Life. Be good, y'all. You listen to Mike.
So yeah, there you hear it, man. Cowboy Killer, man. Thanks for checking back in with us, man. Hey, man, you a friend of the show now. You done been what?
Add me back anytime, Mike. Give me a call. I got some. Hey, listen, when this album drops, I'm gonna send you a new one. Done.
Absolutely, man. Send that, man. Salute, Cowboy Killer, Richard Dean, Grunge Cake. We about to get into Hopscotch, and then we gonna let At Large and 4 a.m. ride. So you know what I mean? The triple play. We 3-peat right here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Let's go.
I bet.